Every money mistake seems to fall into one of two categories. You moved too fast or you waited too long. Today we're figuring out which one actually costs more. My name is Mike, and I spend way too much time noticing how often these two opposite mistakes end up costing people the exact same amount of money. Let's start with rushing. Someone walks onto a car lot planning to just look and drives home 3 hours later with a loan they didn't compare against anything. The salesperson creates urgency, today only, this rate expires at closing, and the pressure works exactly as designed. That rush decision can mean a higher interest rate for the entire length of the loan, sometimes thousands of dollars more than the same car would have cost with one extra day of comparing offers. Rushing shows up everywhere, not just cars. Signing a lease without reading it because the apartment feels perfect. Buying a trending stock because everyone online is talking about it that week. Saying yes to a big purchase in the moment because saying let me think about it feels awkward or embarrassing. In every case, the cost isn't really about the item. It's about handing the decision over to pressure instead of making it yourself. Now let's talk about waiting, because it costs just as much, it just costs more quietly. Someone decides to start investing, but keeps waiting for the market to calm down first. Months pass, then a year, then several. The market never actually announces that it's calm now, safe to begin, so the waiting just continues by default. The real cost here isn't a single bad decision, it's years of decisions that never got made at all, and the compounding that never got the chance to start. Waiting shows up in smaller ways too. Ignoring a strange noise in the car because dealing with it feels like a hassle, until the $200 fix becomes a $2,000 replacement. Putting off a raise conversation because the timing never feels quite right. Delaying an emergency fund because $10 a week feels too small to matter, so nothing gets started at all. Now, you might be thinking, so which one actually costs more, rushing or waiting? Here's what most people miss. It's not really about which one is worse in general. Both mistakes come from the exact same root cause, just wearing two different costumes. Rushing hands the decision over to pressure and urgency. Waiting hands the decision over to fear and discomfort. Either way, you're not actually deciding. Something else is deciding for you, and you're just reacting to it. The fix isn't learning to always move fast, and it isn't learning to always be patient either. It's building a few simple rules ahead of time, before the pressure or the fear ever shows up, so you're not making the decision in the emotional moment at all. For big purchases, that might be a rule like, I always compare at least two other options before signing anything, no exceptions, no matter how good this one feels right now. For investing, that might be, I contribute a fixed amount automatically every month regardless of what the headlines are saying that week. For small problems, that might be, anything under a certain dollar amount gets handled within a week before it has a chance to become a bigger problem. These rules do the actual thinking once, in advance, so that later, when you're standing in the pressure or sitting in the hesitation, you're not deciding anything. You're just following a decision you already made when you were calm. So here's your one step. Think of one money decision you personally tend to either rush or delay, whichever one is more you, and write one simple rule for it this week. Not a whole system, just one rule for one recurring decision. This content is for educational purposes only and isn't personalized financial advice, so weigh any decision against your own situation or talk to a licensed professional for anything major. If you recognize yourself in one of these, subscribe, there's a lot more of this coming.